Hi everyone. So if you're here today, then you are on the supernatural aspect of your journey. And you are looking to how do you develop your skills? What abilities can you possibly have and how do you utilize them in day-to-day life, right? So today we're going to talk about your psychic senses. There's a lot of different types of spiritual gifts that you can have, and usually they stem from the 5 psychic senses. We're only going to elaborate on 4 because those are the only ones that I am familiar with. The one that I'm not, I will still share with you of its existence. And then you guys comment if you have experience, okay? So, number 1 is clairvoyance. Now, clairvoyance is the sight. It is the psychic sense that is relevant to the sense of sight because you have 5 psychic senses that match your 5 physical senses, okay? So this plays out in different ways. It can be waking time and you get a vision. That may be your gift and how your clairvoyance works. It may be through dreams. You may have oracle dreams where things happen and then they come back and then they happen in waking life. You know, I've experienced people who have gotten sick that I saw and I knew that they were going to get sick and I told them, brushed it off, and they still got sick. Earlier in my journey, I was afraid to look crazy, so I didn't tell people. And I remember someone coming into my dream that was someone's family member, and I brushed it off and I didn't say anything, and that person was killed. And I wish I said something. So now I don't care about looking crazy. I'm always the weird person that hips people up and say, I had a dream and this happened. I had a dream of this. And it's not always like negative. It's positive too, you know? And you could look crazy either way because then now people are looking for it. They're waiting for it. They're trying to, oh my God, you know? So you have to learn, and when it comes to that ability, what do you share and what don't you share? Because some things, just because you have a gift doesn't mean share it with everybody. You know? Some things just, you're going to have these visions, all right? So in other ways that you can utilize your clairvoyance or that you may be experiencing clairvoyance is having lucid dreams, okay? And you become awake within your dream. What I like to utilize that space for when that happens is to request sit downs with my spirit guides. And we'll talk about that in another video in more detail. But just specifically just saying out loud, like I want to speak to my spirit guide. And if nothing happens in a dream, maybe you need to go to a higher place in the dream or different stuff like that. But usually they will appear. And you will have a sit down. It usually doesn't last long, but you get the information that you need at that time. It's not what you're asking for, usually. It's what you need, not always what you want. You can have oracle dreams. Well, I just talked about that. When you have a dream of something and then it happens. There's various ways that it can play out, and the way you utilize it is being intelligent. Sometimes you can receive energy from other people, and that can help you in how to maneuver with that individual and their intent, whether positive or negative. Sometimes there's various different types of dreams you can have that give you messages to decipher, that help you in life, life lessons, spiritual messages, and different things that help you unlock different aspects of yourself to gain wisdom and to grow. What else? I think that's it. Share for clairvoyance. Clairaudience. Clairaudience is a little more difficult because it is the ability to hear into the spirit realm. Usually you don't hear an actual voice. Only times I personally, I'm not saying that you can't do it, but in most cases, you don't. It just sounds like a thought that would be yours in your head. Then how do you know? You learn because the thoughts are different. You start to learn the differentiation between your thoughts cultivating in this space and then what's entering your space. And it's just different. The terminologies are different. The tone and the frequency is different. And when I say tone, I don't mean like how you can hear me like this, but you could feel the frequency come through And it's a tone. Like you can tell if it's masculine or feminine, if it's deep or light, you know, waves of energy. Like I'm talking right now, it's a wave of energy, but your brain is processing in a certain way with your ears on a certain frequency where it has a voice. With clairaudience, it usually doesn't have a voice, but it has a frequency of sound, and you catch the thought, right? It's telepathy, but it's a practice. The only reason I even knew it existed is because my first time astral projecting, when I went to go visit somebody that was deceased, the first thing he told me in our first conversation, he was so excited, I'll never forget. And he was like, your thoughts are not always your thoughts. Your thoughts are not always your thoughts. Like, and he was like, I'm trying to tell you so much stuff, but you're not getting it. And he was just like so frustrated because he's like, basically, I was grieving. And I didn't even know none of that even existed. Like the thought of somebody being alive after being dead. Like you're taught these things, like, oh, they go to heaven or hell or this or that. But to experience it and to like really get your mind blown, like it's so much going on that you were never taught. And you have to rethink reality. So I started to practice. I started to work on my frequencies, on my energy in general, and purify so that I can think higher, so that I can receive the thoughts. And I noticed the difference. And now I practice on a regular basis and I can tell the difference. And I do that with my spiritual team. I'm not a medium. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying I will never will, but that's not something that I do as a practice for other people and inviting spirits and stuff into my home. That's between me and my spiritual team and one of the gifts that I have, just like communicating to your family, picking them up and talking to them on the phone. You know, that's how I treat it. I don't pick up the phone and talk to everybody's family. So that's just what it is. I help people develop their skills so that they can do it. So when you get a session with me, I will help you do that for you and let that work out for you. Okay? So, and we'll go through different practices and exercises on how to develop that skill. So then you have clairsentience, right? So clairsentience is feeling. That is before I get into clairsentience, I do want to say that there's been times where I woke up and I was in between the wake and sleep stage. Like I wasn't all the way asleep, so it's probably happening because every day when you go to sleep, your astral body separates a little bit from your physical body. So what I'm thinking is it was still a little bit separated, and I was able to hear on that plane. So I heard the actual voices while going from being asleep to awake, but not all the way awake yet, but not in a dream, like completely aware of not being in a dream. So anywho, clairsentience is feeling into the spiritual realm. So when you can feel something close to you, when you walk into something, you know you just walked into something or through something that was like right here, you can feel it. Or something wishes across the top of your hair and it's like, what the heck, I'm nowhere near a ceiling. Like you're utilizing your clairsentience gifts. When you can feel something about to happen before it happens, that's your clairsentience gift. Okay? That's your psychic sense of feeling. And then we have clairolfaction. That is the sense of smell, right? So this plays out, and I've only experienced this consciously a couple times, where you smell something to somebody that may have been deceased or something like that, right? Just out and about in society, and you just smell their perfume go by, or you smell their hair, or you just smell something that's like, yo, it smells like it's just like right here, and it's not nothing imaginary, like you're having this experience. That is your clairolfactance, the smell, the psychic smell sense, and they're close by at that time. We probably utilize that gift and don't even know it. We can just be outside and just, it could be any kind of smell. You smell something go by and you can just think it came off a truck or a car that went by or somebody that walked by. You don't know where the smells come from. So you don't even know that you may have that gift or not. What I like to do is communicate with my spiritual team, because the thing is, once you start to communicate with the mature people that have passed in your family, or through your dream state, get to know the ancients, you know, the ones that you never even met before, that are wise. Because even when you do altar work, don't just put everybody on your altar space. If they are not wise in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion, even at cooking or something, like they're not bringing any value into your energetic space. Like, if you wouldn't want to kick it with them before they pass and have them in your house, they shouldn't be in your altar space. You know what I mean? So the smell, you know, so they even have these people called the noses, and the noses can smell something and then know everything, all the history behind that smell. Like, they can smell an artifact and then they can tell you everything about the artifact because they have a spiritual experience of like vision or just knowing from the smell. So then we have clairgustance, and that is the psychic sense of taste. I have no experience with that. I cannot tell you how to utilize that, how to experience that. I've never experienced that. I've never even met anybody that experienced that. So if you have experienced that, please get in the comments, because I would love to hear your stories about utilizing your psychic sense of taste. I don't even know how that plays out. So maybe it plays out like smell. You taste something and you have this epiphany of where that taste originated. You know, anybody that touched the ingredients of that, like, I have no idea. So, and I don't want to just Google it. So, or ask Siri or AI. So, you know, hop in the comments if you have that ability. But when it comes to utilizing these things in a practical way every day, it's just your choice in just doing that. And when it comes to clairaudience, if you have the right spiritual team, they are already sending you thoughts on a regular basis anyway. You're already moving together anyway. It's about listening. It's about continuously heightening your frequency. And it's about knowing your vision, your goals, and your values, and sticking with that. And then utilizing your spiritual gifts to assist you in that. And that's it. You're going to get backlash because people are going to... First off, you ain't got to talk to nobody about your spiritual senses and gifts. But if you do, expect backlash from some people that are not practicing and that have not experienced anything, because they're going to judge you on what they would do with your ability, not the success that you achieve. You know, you can just be happy that you're able to do it while you're trying to figure out what you want to use it for. Or you may just, I don't know. It's so many different things that happen every day, and everybody's living different lives that your spiritual abilities help you with. Whereas somebody else, if you didn't get $1 billion, it's your gifts don't work. Instead of asking, how did you use your gifts? And if you set out to use them in a certain way and you achieve that way, that's success. That means your gifts work. You are utilizing them, and you're successful at it. Okay? The house that I live in plays a part in it. The relationships that I have that are healthy, it played a part in it. You know, what I'm building with my family now, it all plays a part. Everything plays a part. My spiritual team and my spiritual gifts play a part in everything that I'm doing right now. Understanding my purpose, knowing who to let close in my life and who to get rid of. You know, create boundaries. Whose intent is good and who is not. All of these things, my spiritual team and my spiritual gifts play a part in that, and having that understanding. So with you, it's up to you. That's like saying, what would you do if you know how to write really good, or if you know how to communicate, or if you know how to sing? You know, how would you use it? That's a question for you. There's a million ways to use your gifts. So that's a question for you, to be responsible, respectful, have integrity in how you do what you do, and give people the respect that you would want and how you use your gifts. Protect yourself. Maybe you want to use it for protection, and enjoy life. Because it's maybe I'm talking about the supernatural, the keyword natural. So I hope that you are, this meets you well, and I'll see you guys again soon. Peace.